Okay, I didn't like how that went. I apologize. That is my fault. This new YouTube thing is a pain in the ass. I don't know why they're doing it this way. I go through OBS to kind of make it easier for myself to record everything. Here's what happened. I learned that Neil Peart passed away. I'm really like heartbroken because I'm a huge Rush fan. And to watch somebody you love to death, especially in a celebrity capacity, is it's really hard to fathom, really hard to deal with, and is something that I don't know how to take. And I'm just so flabbergasted. I mean, anybody who is watching this stream that comments, who I was actually on the last stream because I kind of messed it up. Neil Peart is to me the greatest drummer, or one of the greatest drummers in history for a reason. The guy was so influential in what he did and how he took things to a new level. People were so inspired by him, and he was inspired by the famous jazz musicians and the people that he loved. And him and Rush ended up basically inspiring a whole bunch of other people like Trent Reznor and the people from Foo Fighters, and actually Rage Against the Machine. And I just, oh my god, I miss this. I hate this. I hate even talking about this. Who we don't want to see our celebrities die. We don't want to see other people that we love to watch and the people we care about, because such a hard thing to deal with. You know, I I said it before, but you watch somebody like Neil Peart, you go to the concerts, you see how much effort these guys put in this trio, which are one of the most unique trios because there's not a lot of trio bands. It just is never a thing. Bands usually have 4 or 5 members, sometimes it's a whole bunch, so a trio that lasted as long as they did is something truly unique. And I said it before, Neil Peart, after the 40th anniversary tour, which I believe was the last tour, you could tell he was struggling. His hands were, giving out on him with, because drumming it takes a toll on you. I mean, it takes a toll on your hands, your body. You're constantly moving. You're like an athlete. As much as I'm sure you practice, you just it affects you after a while. And he says he passed on January 7th, and I'm imagining that his family had every reason not to want to say anything until it was something they felt comfortable with. Or maybe Neil Peart, on the end of his life, said, he wanted this specific thing to happen. But to come home, because I just got off work, and to see what truly happened with, Neil Peart, to find out that he had brain cancer, that is insane to think about. Like, how do you fathom one of your favorite? I mean, it's like when Freddie Mercury died. I know this is like back in the '80s, and you find out he has AIDS, and literally like the next day he dies. It's like, how do you fathom that? How do you? I know these guys aren't people that know you or that have ever talked to you, unless you found ways to talk to them and stuff like that. But the impact, the nature of who these guys are, the fact that they can create such musical beauty and stuff like that. I lose sight of words. I just I can't get over this fact. It's really hard to talk about and to see and to deal with. And they created some great memorable songs, and some great albums. 2112, like I said, it comes to mind. It's on here, but one of my favorite albums is Hold Your Fire. I love Roll the Bones. I love Test for Echo. I love Clockwork Angels is really good. Snakes and Arrows. A lot of people don't like Crest of Steel, but I think it's okay. But it's to watch also. Yeah, it's funny too because you don't think of Neil Peart as being the lyricist of Rush, and he really is because he wrote. I mean, I'm sure Neil Peart. Now, I'm sorry, Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee. God, I'm like losing my train of thought because I'm just like so flabbergasted by this. But yeah, Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson, I'm sure helped out with some songs. But Neil Peart was the lyricist, and he's the guy that created some of the most amazing scores and amazing lyrics for any band I've ever seen. And the thing that kind of like was amazing to watch is we all know what happened to him in like around I think it was Vapor Trails and Test for Echo. We all know he lost his daughter in a major situation like an accident or something like that. And then like a year later his wife dies of I think of cancer or something like that, or just she became like despondent and he lost everything. And we all thought, you have to agree, we all thought that Rush was not coming back. And then it happened. We got the Vapor Trails announcement. We got Rush is coming back, and I swear to God, I got up and cheered and screamed and yelled, and I was so excited. I was so happy that Neil Peart was coming back, and it was so good. And yeah, Bigfoot Grande. That Brazil concert or Rio or whatever it was an amazing concert. I think it was in Rio. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it or missaid that, but to watch what they did. Okay, I'm sorry. Pert. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. So, Pert. So Neil Peart, to watch him just come back in full force and to be so committed to doing Rush again, and to feel his music his music just like becomes so personal to him. I mean, Vapor Trails and Snakes and Arrows and Clockwork Angels, the songs are very, especially Vapor Trails. Vapor Trails is all about his ride through Canada and all these places that he went to, and you could feel like the inner depthness, the inner person of who Neil Peart was, and it just makes it for such a. So Neil Peart or Neil Peart. I've heard it like called different things, so I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. Uh, that's what I was saying. I was saying Peart, but anyways, Neil Peart. Okay, Neil Peart. I apologize. It really is a hard thing. I'm trying to just fathom the fact that he died. So please forgive me if I mispronounce his name, Neil Peart. So, but to watch him become so personal with his music and watch how it affected him, how he took trips right after each concert is just it must be a hard it probably is one of the most unfathomable things to ever deal with. But to watch him like recover like he did, to watch him finally find someone in his life to that came to him, his second wife, to have a kid, it must have been something so cathartic that you couldn't even fathom what it is. But like I said, when they came back, it was such an awesome thing. And I'm really happy that we had the few years that we had, and the many more songs that we had, and just the great things that what Neil Peart did, or Neil Peart. Um, but like I'm curious, like what was your guys' favorite song of like that he wrote? Like I said, one of my favorite songs, of course, is Force 10. I've always said that I love that song. The Past is my favorite song of Rush because it's so heartbreaking to listen to. Of course, we know it's about suicide and the depths you'll go to suicide. Roll the Bones is really good, but I'm also curious to like what you guys think like one of his favorite songs is. Yeah, I am too. I like I said, I think I can't remember if I said it, but when he would turn around on the drum set during the concert, and he would start playing on the other drum set, it was like the most amazing thing because you've never seen that before. Yeah, we have Metallica with like the double being with the feet and stuff like that, but it's just like I'm trying to think what other songs I really like. You know, of course, 2112, Passage to Bangkok is one of my favorite songs. I really love Clockwork Angels. I think that's one of his greatest. That's one of their greatest albums from a concept point of view. Time Stand Still is really good. Kid Gloves is really good. That whole album, I think, is what is it? Crap, I just forgot the name of the album that is on. Spirit of Radio, yeah, Red Barchetta, Trees. Oh my God, can you imagine like how many good they have so many good songs that I'm like completely forgetting. You know, you just look at their first album, even going to their second album where Neil Peart finally came on, and oh my God, anime is really good. No Hero, is it No Hero? Is really good. That whole Counterparts album is really good. Middletown Dreams, oh my God, these songs are so amazing. I always like I don't know if you've read his book Ghostwriter, but it's an amazing read. It's such a personal book to read. It's I don't usually read autobiographies and like books from people. It's just not what I do. I like to read fiction. Subdivisions is awesome. I love that song too. Um, but the book is just like you see his inner demons coming out and how he was like able to like move past it and how he was able to push past it and to see where he went, to see the places that he went to is just a fascinating thing to see because the guy could literally have just stopped. He could have just like gone forever and we would have like loved him for it either way. Vital Signs, Working Man is awesome. But like I said, to see him come back the way he did is fantastic. To see the way he did everything is fantastic. And yeah, 67 years old is insane. I mean, I'm interested to see like the press release for Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee. Unfortunately, I think this is the official end to Rush. But like I said, I hope when time push comes to shove that everybody who because there are a lot of people. YYZ is amazing. Um, yeah, always miss the solo no matter. My mom always missed the solo no matter what she always did. I'm so sad. Yeah. That drum solo is always the highlight of it. Intro Nos is pretty good. Entre Nos. Um, what was I saying? I hope people truly understand when you see Rush and you see what they did because, like I said, they're very influential. They're a prog rock band. They were always ahead of the times. They were always not the most popular band in essence of like the Rolling Stones or something like that. But the thing that always surprised me about Rush, and especially Neil Peart, I'm gonna mispronounce it. I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize. Is the fans that were there were always there for Rush. They were always committed to Rush. Like I said, I grew up on Rush, which is a very interesting thing to say because I would always talk to friends and they always like, "You're in love with Rush." I'm like, do you ever actually sit down and listen to their lyrics, listen to what they're saying? They are a band that is doing something completely different, but being who they are, and that's what was always great about them. And when Neil Peart is when he's doing his drumming and when he's doing his drum solo, I just it's such a it's so good and so amazing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's really just a at this point remember him for who he was, who he is. Remember that he is just one of the greatest things in music, and I hope people find Rush. I hope people find Neil Peart. I hope they really find out what he was and who he was and how he overcame so many obstacles to do some of the most amazing things in history. And everybody in the chat, I appreciate you coming on to talk about Neil Peart, talk about who he is. I really just sad. I'm really sad and rest in peace, Neil Peart. Rest in peace, sir. But anyways, guys, I don't really have much more to say because it's gonna be one of those things that I'm just gonna have to think about. Have to like just my mind will have to like overcome and somehow move forward. But it's just a sad day in the history of rock and roll and music and drumming and anything you could think of. And I'm going to be really interested to see how many people in the music industry really come out because there's going to be a lot of people. So, but anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming on my stream to listen to me talk about Neil Peart. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out.